Today on Westchester Guardian Reports, we bring you two exclusive stories you'll see nowhere else. We also have an update on a previous report we covered. First, we take you to Westchester Manor, where a who's who of the Republican Party in Westchester County came out to a fundraiser for County Legislator Gordon Burrows as he kicks off his re-election campaign. Let's hear what some of those who introduced him had to say.
Let's give a round of applause to our Yonkers chairman, John Dracola. John. Tonight is a very important night for Rob Astorino and the Astorino administration. Unfortunately, he had a commitment and isn't able to be here tonight, but I'm joined by our Chief of Staff, George Burrows, and members of our 9th floor staff to come out tonight to tell you how important it is for government in Westchester County to have Gordon Burrows re-elected. It's important for the image to know that the Astorino administration needs people next to them the way Gordon Burrows has been next to us to try to reshape Westchester County. When Rob Astorino's administration came in, we know that he was elected by the large mandate to actually change Westchester, to protect taxpayers.
It's my honor to be here to introduce the dignitaries. But before I begin with that, I want to emphasize how important it is to win this November, at least, at minimum, 4 county legislative races. As of today, we are targeting an additional 6 seats. That may increase over the next couple of months, but it's going to be only with the help of each and every one of you here. Your time, your dollars, your resources. I can't emphasize enough how important this year's races are, not only for the county executive's agenda, but for the future of the Republican Party in this county. We all know how hard we've worked to bring the county organization and the county board and to win the county executive's office to the level we're at, but it's not going to happen easily to bring back not only the 5 county races we have to win for our incumbents, but to pick up the additional seats we need to take control of the board.
It's important to have somebody with the character and quality of a Gordon Burrows on the county board. And with that, I'd like to introduce your county legislator, our minority whip, Gordon Burrows. Gordon.
Thank you. And George, I owe you that $100 for that great introduction. I appreciate it. Kevin, I know Kevin Plunkett had to leave. I'm not here to preach to the choir because you guys know me. I know you. I know virtually everybody here by name. Some of you have come to my fundraisers from day one, 18 years ago when I first ran for office. And you're coming, you're still coming. And when you got my invite, you might have seen that this was the first fundraiser I've had in 5 years. And one of the reasons why I do that, because I really despise asking money from my friends. And an evil necessity of politics is obviously getting money so that you can get the word. So I thank you really from the bottom of my heart for coming to this fundraiser and making this very, very successful event. Thank you, and I applaud you guys. I also, even though they're not here and they can't hear it, I've got to thank the over 100 people who contributed to tonight's affair and couldn't make it. So it helps to get the message, it helps to build a war chest, and I'm deeply appreciative not only to you guys, but to them. And again, thank you for the unknown, the people that aren't here. I want to thank Rob Astorino, obviously, for helping host this event. But there's 2 other people that helped to host it. I know Mayor Amicone's not here, he's probably on his way, but he's been a great mayor for the city of Yonkers. A lot of people in this room might not know her, and it's sad because she's right in the adjacent community in the village of Bronxville. And the name is Mayor Mary Marvin. Everybody loves Mayor Mary Marvin. This is the least I could do for Kay Karski, a wonderful, beautiful lady. So with that, I'd like to give this resolution that was signed by all of our colleagues on the board. Everybody had wonderful words to say about your mother. Joe, you're a good friend, and your mother was a great person, and I just want an ovation because Kay can hear, I'm sure. Really, this is the first day. announcing that I'm running for re-election. But today's just the start. It's going to bring us right through November. Please, if you can get a sign, anything you can do, a location in my district, please think of me, give me a call. Thank you, and thank you.
Next, I spoke with Councilman John Murtagh of Yonkers and asked him what prompted his beer, burger and budget event, which he held at the Heritage on McLean Avenue in Yonkers on Friday night. 40 to 50 of his supporters were there in attendance. Why are we here tonight?
We're here because we just want to talk to some taxpayers. I think some people know the story already. The police union's having a dinner tonight. A couple of days ago, after I'd already been invited to the dinner, I put out a press release and a resolution for pension reform and overtime reform, and lo and behold, I get an email telling me I'm not welcome at the dinner anymore. Well, being a good Irishman, I don't like to eat alone. I don't like to be alone on a Friday night, so we decided we'll get some of the taxpayers together and have a little dinner. Well, the simple fact is that I don't begrudge anybody who works overtime and earns the money. I admire what our police do. We saw the bravery of our firemen today when we had that scaffold accident. This isn't about the police and the fire. This is about the fact that New York, like so many other places, is on the verge of bankruptcy. And if every municipality doesn't address those problems, and if the state doesn't address those problems, we're all going to be broke.
What do you think is a fair way of the unions addressing this problem?
Well, part of it is a management problem. You have to continue to address the overtime, figure out what's wrong and how we get the overtime under control. That's number one. But, like the federal system, a man or a woman should work, earn their salary, and a pension based on that salary. But in the federal system and in other states like Connecticut, overtime doesn't count towards pensions. We have a system that was designed back in the 20s and 30s when life expectancies were very different. And to say that someone works 20 years and can retire at full pension when they're still a young man or woman, it just doesn't make any sense anymore, and it's really a matter of what can be afforded. It's not affordable. This isn't particularly a Yonkers problem. This is a statewide, really it's a national problem. But we have to start addressing it sooner rather than later, and what tonight really is about is we should be able to start the discussion. And the fact that something as silly as an invitation being canceled simply because you raised the issue, that's a non-starter. It's frankly a little childish. If an elected official can't point to a problem and say it needs to be addressed without fear of retribution, we're going nowhere fast. That's got to change.
So you think that your stance on this is going to change anything in Yonkers, or?
I think you have to start the dialogue. What it changes depends on other elected officials, and it depends on leadership, and most of all, it depends on the citizens who understand the problem, because the problem comes in their tax bill, but maybe doesn't know the root causes of the problem, some of the statewide causes, and they need to understand those problems, learn what's going on, and I know they're interested, I know they will learn, and then they have to step up and support people who are willing to fight the problem. A 5% pay cut would have saved us about $50 million this year, but that is not addressing the structural problem that just goes on and on. And incidentally, the management of the overtime has gotten better. A few years ago, our police overtime was about $20 million. Last year it was about $12 million. They're addressing the problem. They have to continue to address the problem, come up with solutions. The union has made some suggestions. Let's listen to what they have to say about the issue as well.
So will you sit down and talk to anyone about this matter anytime, any place, anywhere?
Anyone who genuinely wants to address the problem, genuinely wants to come forward with solutions, I'm happy to talk to them.
Here's what one Murtagh supporter had to say on the pension topic.
We need reform in pensions, in the pension system. I'm not necessarily familiar with the bill that was just introduced, but I think that all public sector employees, we can't afford to pay people people are living longer. Their pensions are unaffordable. So we need to work with both sides to get some to fix the pension system. Because if we don't do that, we're going to be bankrupt.
And now here's an update on a story previously covered by Westchester Guardian Reports. Mount Vernon DPW Supervisor Rudy Prasad was charged with perjury by the Westchester County District Attorney Janet D. Fiore. For more on these stories, visit Westchester Guardian and the Yonkers Tribune websites.